Man allegedly robbed of $1.2 million in Region 3. Inmates injured during scuffle over sexual advancement. Marcus Bishram heads to trial again. In the region, Jamaica government to postpone national assessments, and internationally, UK scientists warns against lifting the COVID curbs as variants drive new cases up. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The government of Guyana has extended the national curfew until June 30th, with the lockdown hours in effect from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., along with restrictions on social activities and other measures. On Monday, the Ministry of Health and National COVID-19 Task Force issued the gazetted COVID-19 measures for the new month. People are still required to wear masks while in public places. The measures also stipulate that all gatherings are limited to no more than 10 people and social activities are also prohibited. Recreational activities at rivers, creeks, beaches, swimming pools, and internal waters remains prohibited. However, physical exercise is permitted in parks, on roads, seawalls, beaches, and near rivers and creeks, where persons can be safely distanced 6 feet from each other. The measures also state that no person shall visit or be permitted to visit any place of quarantine or an isolation facility or prison or correctional facility. Persons are not allowed to visit a patient in a hospital, nursing home, senior citizens' home, or any other care facilities. Meanwhile, places of worship, gyms, fitness centers, and restaurants, indoors and outdoor dining can operate at a limited capacity. Marcus Bishram will be standing trial for murder again, following the appeal court ruling yesterday. Here is more from Esther Sobers.
The Director of Public Prosecutions will be moving to have Marcus Bishram committed to stand trial for the murder of Fayaz Narain-Dat. Yesterday, in an anonymous decision, the Court of Appeal dismissed an earlier ruling by Justice Simone Ramlal, which saw Bishram being released from prison as the matter discontinued. Marcus Bishram is accused of killing Fayaz Narain-Dat in November 2016. The murder victim was beaten to death, then crushed by a car in Berbice after it was alleged that he turned down advances by Bishram. During the investigation, Bishram left the country for the United States but later was extradited in 2019 to face a charge for murder. Bishram cases were dismissed by the magistrate and the High Court, citing the evidence disclosed by the prosecution did not meet the required evidentiary threshold to support calling upon Bishram to trial. Several other persons have also been charged in connection with the same murder. Bishram will be handed over to the police and will remain in custody until his case comes for trial. Bishram's attorney have since indicated that the matter will be taken to the Caribbean Court of Justice. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A fallen tree at Sandhillback Dam, Cayuny River yesterday killed one minor and injured two others. Dead is Ulrich Matthews of Port Kaituma Northwest District. Those injured are 49-year-old Edwin Garway of Diamond Housing Scheme East Bank Demerara, who received a fractured left hand, and 40-year-old Brian Richards of Pomeroon River, who received lacerations to his forehead. According to reports, a little before 1 p.m., the three miners were at a mining operation at Sandhillback Dam when a heavy downpour of rain coupled with high winds caused a tree to be uprooted and to fall into the mining pit, hitting the three workers who were working at the time. Immediately after the incident, other miners in the area ran to the injured men assistance. It was then they noticed that Ulrich Matthews was motionless. A report was made to the police outpost. He was pronounced dead by a doctor at the Bartica Regional Hospital. His body is presently at the Bartica mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. The injured men have been admitted to the Bartica Regional Hospital. Police investigations continue. Stick around, we've got more news for you after the break.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Alabama Trading has everything you need every day. The best brands at the lowest prices. And right now, you can save much more on a larger range of food products and everyday essentials. Choose from our extensive array of fresh and packaged food items. Plus, there's a huge variety in ladies' handbags and accessories, children toys, backpacks and school bags, bicycles, rugs, outdoor and indoor furniture, cleaning and sanitizing products, and so much more. Alabama Trading. Better products, better prices.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Early this morning, ranks of the Guyana Police Force on patrol searched a yard at Plaisance on the east coast of Demerara and found a small number of suspected cannabis. Ranks, acting on information received sometime around 1:30 a.m., went to a vacant cinema yard at Victoria Road, Plaisance, east coast Demerara, and conducted a search. A green strap bag was found in a clump of bushes containing several Ziploc bags of a quantity of leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis. The area was canvassed and further searched. No one was seen in the vicinity of the suspected narcotics. The suspected cannabis was taken to the Sparendam police station where it was weighed and amounted to 88 grams. Meanwhile, a man was robbed of over $1.2 million in Essequibo Island, West Demerara this morning. Here is more from Esther Sobers.
Police ranks are investigating the alleged robbery of a 44-year-old businessman at Parika East Bank, Essequibo, earlier this morning. The man claimed to have lost over $1.2 million in cash and a cell phone worth $40,000. According to police report, the victim, along with his son and an employee, returned from Leguan after conducting business. The victim reported to the police at the Parika police station that the money and the phone went missing while he was socializing at a hotel. The police accompanied him and made checks at the hotel. A while after, the victim then alleged that as he was at the Parika Junction awaiting a pickup to go home, the two perpetrators came from the side of him, placed something to his side and told him, "Pass everything you got." They then proceeded to take away his cellular phone and his haversack that was on his back containing the said cash and escape. The two males were then pursued to the Parika Fisheries Road, but they made good of their escape on foot. The matter was then reported to the police and the identities of the two suspects were stated by the victim's workman. Police investigation are ongoing. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. An inmate of the New Amsterdam prison in Berbice, who reportedly made sexual advances to another, was seriously injured in a scuffle that ensued at the prison on Monday. The police in a statement said Sometime around 12:30 hours, 40-year-old Avenger Samaru was approached by Ravin Ramdial while he was about to take a shower. Ramdial went to the area and told Samaru that he was giving away cigarettes and weed for sex. Samaru quickly exited the area without his underwear, but was followed by Ramdial, and an argument over his underwear resulted. It is further alleged that Ramdial then brandished a razor blade and inflicted injuries to Samaru's lower right arm, and a fight broke out. They were both taken to the medical area of the facility, where the accused was later transferred to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital due to the seriousness of his injuries. The victim's condition is listed as serious but stable. Investigations continue. Don't go away. After the break, we have your regional and international news.
Problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Hi guys, my name is Ms. Purja Singh and I'm the senior teacher at the Agriculture After School program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online side, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379. I can call them now. Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold, and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Alabama Trading has everything you need every day. The best brands at the lowest prices. And right now, you can save much more on a larger range of food products and everyday essentials. Choose from our extensive array of fresh and packaged food items. Plus, there's a huge variety in ladies' handbags and accessories, children toys, backpacks and school bags, bicycles, rugs, outdoor and indoor furniture, cleaning and sanitizing products, and so much more. Alabama Trading. Better products, better prices.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. The Jamaica government announced on Monday that the postponement of all remaining national assessments at the primary school level until the latter half of the Christmas term of the upcoming 2021 to 2022 academic year. In a statement, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information said the decision was taken after a series of consultations with key stakeholders concerning the administration of the 2021 sitting of the primary exit profile, Grade 4 and Grade 5 assessments. The assessments to be postponed include the Grade 3 diagnostic test, the Grade 4 performance task, and the Grade 5 performance task. The Grade 9 achievement test has been cancelled for 2021, and that all students registered to sit the GNAT will be placed in schools that are in proximity to their home addresses or attending schools consistent with the approach used in June last year, or both. Meanwhile, a municipality in the Brazilian state of São Paulo proves that COVID-19 outbreaks can be controlled if 97% of all adults are vaccinated. Al Jazeera's Monica Yannicure reports.
Until recently, the small city of Serrana in the southeastern state of São Paulo was no different to the rest of Brazil. With COVID-19 infections spreading at alarming rates, hospitals on the brink of collapse, and not enough vaccines for its population of 45,000. That changed in February when Serrana was chosen for a pioneer study to discover what would happen if every adult was vaccinated. 4 months later, 97% of all adults have received 2 doses of the Coronavac vaccine, produced by China in São Paulo's Butantan Institute. And Serrana has become an oasis of health in a country with the world's second largest COVID-19 death toll. The results of the experiment were announced on Monday.
This unprecedented study shows that the number of deaths dropped 95%. The number of hospitalizations dropped 86%, and the number of people who were infected with the virus and felt symptoms dropped by 80%. This is good news for Brazil and the world.
The study shows that inoculating 75% of the adult population is enough to control the coronavirus, even the more aggressive P1 variant, which first appeared in the Brazilian city of Manaus. Children up to 18 years old were not vaccinated, but the study found that they had been indirectly protected by the wide-scale inoculation program and could return to school safely.
Serrana's success story is certainly good news, but not a guarantee that the rest of Brazil will follow in its footsteps. President Jair Bolsonaro has downplayed the virus from the start and criticized the Chinese vaccine promoted by São Paulo's governor, who is a strong contender in the 2022 presidential elections.
Meanwhile, another city of São Paulo state is vaccinating all residents between 18 and 60 years old. But the study in Botucatu is being carried out with the AstraZeneca vaccine, produced by Oxford and Brazil's Fiocruz Institute.
So it's absolutely vital for all of us across the world that we have as much data as possible, and the research that is being done in Botucatu over the next months is going to be really vital for that scientific sharing and the increase of knowledge in the world about how the AstraZeneca vaccine operates.
For many Brazilians, receiving a vaccine is still a long way off. So far, only 10% of the population has been fully inoculated. Monica Yannicure, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
And internationally, the United Kingdom is due to lift coronavirus lockdown curbs in England on June 21st, despite scientists warning that the presence of a variant first spotted in India is likely contributing to the third wave of cases. Al Jazeera's Nuvia Barker reports.
The UK is basking in a long overdue heat wave, daring people to believe the pandemic's nearly over. On June the 21st, the government plans to scrap all COVID restrictions in England, ready for a summer to remember.
With the restrictions going down in quite soon, I think it should be normality coming back quite quickly.
Definitely that mood has changed in the last few weeks, and I think everybody is desperate for a bit of a break.
But scientists are increasingly nervous. According to the latest data, the country's in the early stages of a third wave of infections, with the rate growing fastest amongst 10 to 14-year-olds.
It's very clear that we're in a public health crisis now, and right now cases and hospitalizations are increasing. We're seeing rapid spread with the more transmissible variant, while only about 38% of our population is fully vaccinated. And we need to really curb that early on so that we don't end up in the same situation we were several times so far where we've acted late, which has led to sort of lockdowns that have been very prolonged.
On Sunday, the UK recorded 3,000 new coronavirus cases for the fifth day in a row. That's the highest figure since the start of April. The so-called Indian variant, thought to be much more virulent than other variants, is now dominant in several parts of the country. If the last 12 months have taught us anything, it's that waves can start small and quickly grow. Even with the country's successful vaccination programme, cases are doubling every week, providing opportunities for even more potentially harmful mutations. The government's now racing to get as many people as possible vaccinated, with 15,000 jabs administered at this rugby stadium on Monday alone. The government says there can be no room for complacency, but as yet there are no plans to delay next month's unlocking. Heat wave or third wave, a return to normality feels tantalisingly close, too close for any last-minute mistakes. Neve Barker, Al Jazeera, London.
And finally, Bangladesh is seeing a rise in COVID test positive rates, and experts are especially worried about a surge in districts along the border with India. The country has faced difficulties with its mass inoculation program because of a shortage of vaccines. Little more than 9 million jabs administered so far to a population of 165 million. Al Jazeera's Tanvir Chardi reports.
Scenes like these are becoming increasingly common in the capital. Long queues at the testing centers and more burials at the city's graveyard. Rezwana Haq lost her father and an uncle in just 2 weeks to COVID-19. But she fears there is worse to come.
My father died due to COVID and we buried him in this graveyard. The day we buried him, there were many empty spaces besides his grave. In fact, the entire row was empty. But when we came back to pay a visit to his grave the next day, we saw the entire row filled up with new graves.
Although restrictions have been in place, Dhaka, with a population of nearly 18 million, appears to be functioning as normal. The Bangladeshi government has extended its nationwide lockdown until the end of the month. However, it has allowed businesses, restaurants and public transportation to operate under strict regulation and guidelines in order to keep the economy moving despite the health risk. Despite the uncertainty created by COVID-19, the outlook for Bangladesh's economy is still positive and is showing early signs of recovery. However, according to a new World Bank report, much will depend on how fast mass vaccination can be achieved.
People have no choice but to continue working. They have to go on with their daily life and go out, but they must take the required precautions.
More than 8% of people tested in Bangladesh get a positive results, but health authorities say that figure could be as high as 40% in areas that are close to the border with India.
The high infection rate in India worries us. The infection positivity rate is going slowly up in the district adjoining India. Also, there are some districts within Bangladesh, far away from border. They are also showing the increase in the test positivity rate.
Bangladesh is facing difficulties conducting its mass inoculation program because of a shortage of doses. Only a little over 9 million jabs of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine have been administered so far in a population of 165 million. The government is now looking for an alternative source for supplies. But health experts are concerned some of Bangladesh's population, many living in poverty, may be forgotten about. If they are not provided with adequate assistance and vaccine, then it's feared the rate of transmission of the virus could spiral out of control. Tanvir Chaudhary, Al Jazeera, Dhaka, Bangladesh.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, stay safe and take care.